You're in Braves country.
Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavine. Southpaw winds and kicks, changing speeds east and west, a gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright, the father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play, Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly, and his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts, a plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. We were all rocking pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitchers lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler, Matzik, and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren, Skip Carey 2, Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren, Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee. Good evening, Braves country. Just in case you didn't get the memo yesterday after the game, I guess it was during the game, we went with Ribby. Ribby won the contest on the new name, so that is our new mascot there, Ribby. And we'll be referencing Ribby for the foreseeable future, and you got the emoji in there and all that stuff. We'll be loading the Raylo emoji in there very shortly, as I'm a little bit behind. We had some technical difficulties on this application once again. And so anyways, that's what's going on with that. But let's go ahead and get this off the screen. I will come onto the screen. It's late, and give me 1 second. Let me do what I'm supposed to do here, as forgot all about it. All right. Put the on-air sign on there for folks who are watching wherever you're watching at. Maybe we got a handful of outlets. And Major League Baseball, or I guess however you want to look at it, somebody kicked us in the nards to start the season off with because they got us out on the West Coast. And I just think that is absolutely ridiculous to have us out on the West Coast to start the season. I was talking to someone today, and a long story short, I was like, the East Coast teams should not start on the West Coast the first weekend and vice versa. You shouldn't have any West Coast teams going east of the Mississippi and having their first games on in the middle of the afternoon as they're getting off work on Friday. And conversely, you shouldn't be coming home, racing home and going, oh, crap, the game doesn't start till 9, 10 o'clock tonight. I saw some folks in the chat that were asking why is the game on that late? I'm like, that's as if we had a hand in it, right? Like we said, all right, well, we're going to start this thing at 9:40 and the Braves will comply. So we're out on the West Coast, and if you're a diehard Braves fan, just realize this, or if you think you're a diehard Braves fan and you're going to try to hang with this at the beginning of the season, it's not for the weary, because you've got a 9:40 start tonight. Now, tomorrow and Sunday are 7:15s. I still think they need to get rid of Sunday night baseball. Just get rid of the damn thing. Nobody watches it. It needs to be a Sunday afternoon, Sunday matinee for all teams. And thankfully, this is the last year of ESPN. Hopefully, nobody does a Sunday night game next year, but you know they're probably going to do it. You have nothing else, they'll throw it on MLB Network or something. But anyways, Monday night and Tuesday night and Wednesday night's more of the same because we're at the Dodgers, and it's going to be 10:10, 10:10, and 8:38. That's the early first pitch is 8:38 on Wednesday. So for any type of a getaway day, right, we're talking about having an 8:38 getaway, and that's not much of a getaway. Good news for the Braves, they're off the following day, so they'll return home to Atlanta somewhere in the wee hours of the morning, but they will have Thursday off, and then we have our home opener on Friday against the Marlins. So there you have that. All right, we're going to do the lineups here in a second, but I did want to get into a couple of things really, really quick. We had the technical difficulties. I'm going to have to fly through this really quick. Number one with the bullet, if you missed it, Brandon Pfaadt of the Arizona Diamondbacks signed a 5-year extension tonight before he throws his first pitch. Man, I would love to see some kind of news like that drop for old Schwellenbach. I'd like to see us do the same thing for Schwellenbach, because Schwellenbach to me has been more impressive. Now, granted, Brandon Pfaadt's done it a little longer, and there's no real I guess if you look at the big picture of it, there's no real urgency to try to sign Schwellenbach in theory, because he'll still have 4 more years of control after this year. But I would like to see something get done. I'd like to see a Strider type of thing get done early part of the season. And I would like to see at some point them extend Schwellenbach and maybe even Raylo. We got a really good deal on Raylo, and maybe put an extra couple of years on his deal. Maybe you can get him to sign it, because I'd like to see some consistency, because eventually Chris Sale is going to get too old to be a part of what we're doing here. But Schwellenbach to me is the next guy that they need to try to get to the long term. Sorry, I got a couple of other technical difficulties that are going on right now. Y'all can probably tell I'm a little sidetracked, but nonetheless, we'll get it figured out here in a second when we go to do all the lineups and whatnot. Now, if you missed the big news today, and the big news is that if you look at the lineup, and we'll do the lineup in a second, you may not have had a chance to look at it. Orlando Arcia is not in the lineup. Nick Allen is getting the start. So Nick Allen is going to start at shortstop. And Arcia did get a base hit yesterday, but they're going to put Nick Allen, and according to all the folks in the know, they said expect this quite a bit. They said expect Nick Allen to get quite a bit of starts, because they would like to see Allen out there getting about, I'm not going to say he's going to go halvesies. It's not going to be a true platoon per se, but they're eventually going to ride the hot hand. If that hot hand is not Arcia, then we'll see if that goes. Now, also realize this big picture. they could pull Allen in the later innings if the Braves have the lead, because Arcia is still the much better defender. And it's not, and I don't believe in any stretch of the imagination that he is a bad defender. From what we've seen, I think he's been actually pretty darn good. But with all that being said, Orlando Arcia is still a much better defender. And I would like to see, probably 8th inning. If Allen's not coming up 8th inning on, let's go ahead and get Arcia out there, because he is still the much better defender. A couple other things to look at today as well. You look at the bullpen and what happened last night, and it was a disaster. And I will die on this hill. There is no world where Dylan Lee should be coming in before Aaron Bummer in that situation. Meaning, you need to have Lee in the back of the bullpen. You need to have Bummer towards the start. But I'm not going to blame that on Bummer, because he's not the one to put all the ducks on the pond. It was Hector Neris, and we signed a guy, an aging veteran, and I forget who it was, but someone said it today. Always beware of the veteran pitcher that his camp says, well, he's been throwing, so he'll be ready to go. Because he does not look like he is sharp at all. He hasn't looked sharp in spring. I was a little surprised that he broke with the team, and now we have him. We're pretty much it is what it is at this point, because if you try to send him down, he's going to go through waivers and all that nonsense. We won't get into that. So what we're going to be waiting on is Kimbrel to come along. A couple other pieces we could bring up in the bullpen, but that's where I'm at on that. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Got to get in the habit of doing this real quick.
Can you predict what will come in 100 years, or in 10, or in the next minute? Some people think they can. Nuclear scientists, mathematicians, astronomers, biologists. Because they see beyond the known dimensions of time and space.
All right, pick to click tonight. We got a right-hander on the hill and Dylan Cease. I'm going to go with the left-handed bat. Give me Matt Olson to click. Why not? I think he's put a big number on the board. Maybe he hangs a crooked number with one swing. Give me Matt Olson to click, and we will be back in a flash for the lineups.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Armor Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pump pump. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing, Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
Cubs win! What a lucky break! The good Lord wants the Cubs to win!
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam, ding-dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Reed. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country. If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture, our national anthem.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose white stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Play ball! At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Brown beer? It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live as the Braves are on the road, and we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing left field for your Atlanta Braves, Jurickson Profar, batting 200 with a 400 OPS. Austin Riley batting second, playing third. 200 average, a 1,000 OPS, and 1 home run. Matt Olson batting third and playing first, a 500 average, 1,300 OPS. Marcelo Ozuna batting 333 and a 933 OPS. Second base and batting fifth, it's Ozzie Albies. 1 home run, a 200 average, and a 1,000 OPS. Batting sixth and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. He's got a 250 average and a 500 OPS. Drake Baldwin batting seventh and behind home plate. He went 0 for yesterday, a 250 OPS. Nick Allen batting eighth and playing short. Did not get it at bat yesterday. And Kid Kelnick went 0 for yesterday with a 0.00 OPS. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves, it's Ronaldo Lopez. He'll be going head-to-head with Dylan Cease. Backing up Cease in the bottom of the first inning, it's Fernando Tatis in right field. Batting second, playing first, it's Luis Arias. Machado batting third, playing third. Merrill is patrolling center field and batting cleanup. Cronenworth is at second. Bogarts at short. Sheets is the designated hitter. Jason Hayward batting eighth and playing left. Maldonado is behind home plate. Calling balls and strikes today, it's Quinn Walcott. First base umpire, Ramon De Jesus. Second base is Paul Clemens, and down the third base line, it's Adrian Johnson. We're set for pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Let's get back to basics. This is a baseball. The object of the game is to keep the baseball within the confines of the...
You're in Braves Country.
I love this city. It's a fact. It's the greatest city in the history of mankind. Discovered by the Germans in 1904. They named it San Diego, which of course in German means a whale's vagina.
No, there's no way that's correct.
I don't know what it means. I'll be honest, I don't think anyone knows what it means anymore. Scholars maintain that the translation was lost hundreds of years ago.
Doesn't it mean Saint Diego?
No.
No, that's what it means.
Well, agree to disagree.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves Country.
All right, look ready for a little roll call. See what we got going on here tonight. See a bunch of folks in the chat. Good evening. I know I saw Hellion. How about David Thomas being a member for 3 months? Good to see you. SSW, Jack, John, Fitness and Golf, Charles Fritz, Pushing Buttons, James Hagan, Jillian, good to see y'all. Cody. Cody doesn't read so well, huh? Who else do we have here? Gary the Real McCoy, Jillian, David Johnson, as As I scroll on down, if I'm missing anybody, just jump into the chat. We are set for game number 2 of this series. I think I'm recycling most Charles Fitz. I believe Brian Andrews, good to see you. A lot of folks in the chat tonight. If I miss you on this go-around, just jump back in. We'll say hi to you as we go along. Edward, Mr. Spry, BF. All right, let's get it. It's time for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
Good evening, Braves Country. We are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Padres are doing their final warm-up. They've got this hideous City Connect jerseys on. My God, it looks like Sherbert ice cream threw up all over their head. Braves will be in the classic road grays, blue ball caps. We look to even up the series against the Sherberts. Bullpen fell apart last night. Hopefully it can stay intact tonight. Road grays with Atlanta across the chest, red tomahawks, red lettering, red numerals on the back, all outlined in navy. Down the pants are red stripes. Dylan Cease is throwing his final warm-up tosses, and I'm hoping he's pitching the way he's looking. He looks like he's had a rough offseason, man. He checked himself in and out of rehab. I mean, he looks terrible. My God. He always looked very well-groomed. Always reminded me of Spencer Strider. Now he reminds me of Spencer Strider's uncle that went on a bender. But nonetheless, we are set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves as we set up the 3D motion. And here's the first pitch. It is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way is sawed off backwards. Foul strike, it's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Kicks and fires. Fastball right there for a strike. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Dylan Cease comes set. Kicks and delivers. Swing! That ball's belted high and deep into right field. Drifting over, making the catch right there at the warning track is Fernando Tatis for a loud out number one. Good swing by Profar. Just got underneath that one. One down. That'll bring the right-handed bat of Austin Riley to the plate. Riley stands in. First pitch on the way. Swing. Took a hack at that one. Just missed. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Brings it. 90 miles an hour on the outer edge. Looked like the slider. 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves nothing, Padres nothing. Just getting going here. The 1-1 pitch. Swing! That ball's going to rattle down on the left field line. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes Austin Riley flying around first, and he'll head into second with a stand-up double for your Atlanta Braves. Fastball got way too much of the plate. Maldonado was set up on the outside. Ball drifted to the inside track, and Riley smoked it. Hard hit ball. So runner on second. One out. Matt Olson, your batter. Matt Olson, 29 home runs last year. A down year for Olson. First pitch on the way is a slider that does not hit the zone, just below it. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. 89 miles an hour on the outer edge. 1-1. 1-1 count. Cease comes set. Kicks and fires. Swing! Rattles it foul back behind home plate into the crowd. 1-2. Braves nothing, Padres nothing. Top of the first inning, just getting going. Cease looks back over his shoulder, checking Riley. Kicks and fires. Bender just missed on the outer track. They're calling it a slider. It really has more of a movement of almost like a change, like a circle change. 2-2 count. Ozuna stands on deck. Here's the pitch. Swing! Rattles that back foul. Once again, a 2-2 count. Riley, decent lead over on second base. Not too terribly big. The 2-2 pitch. Slider just misses off the edge once again, full count. Really trying to get him to bite on that slider on the outer edge. Cease comes set. The payoff pitch. Swing. Just gets a piece of that, stays alive. We'll do it again. Braves nothing, Padres nothing. Top of the first inning. Full count. Cease at 13 pitches with one out here in the inning. The payoff pitch from Cease. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike three. Pulled the string on that one. Just got out in front of it. He might have even got a piece of it. So 2 down, and Marcell Ozuna will be the batter. Marcell got a base hit yesterday, 1 for 3 with the walk. Righty-righty matchup, the first pitch on the way. Tried to get him to chase outside. It's for a ball. It's 1-0. Dylan Cease. You'll see a heavy dose of that fastball and slider like you've seen already from him. And he'll mix in a curve and a sweeper every great once in a while. He does have a change, but rarely uses it. The 1-0 chops it foul, 1-1. One count. Austin Riley with the 1-out double. Standing out there trying to get someone to drive him in. The 1-1 pitch. 97 right down the pipe. 1-2. Ozuna's going to take his timeout real quick. Cease looks in. The 1-2 pitch. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike three, and that'll end the inning. Blew it right by him, 99 miles an hour on the outer edge, and that'll put him down. Braves will grab the gloves, and Raylo will go to work when we come back.
All right, as you all know, we are headed into our busy season, so please let me know if you have any time off planned. I need to get that in as soon as possible.
I submitted a few days in February for a snowboard trip.
Kate, I saw that request come in. You should have received approval already.
All right, anything coming up for you, Brian?
Yeah, so I'm actually going on a backpacking trip through the Himalayas, so pretty excited. It's going to be like a few months.
Wait, did you just say a couple of months?
Yeah, well, it's actually technically 4, but unlimited PTO, right? I mean, per the employee handbook, so I figured, well, might as well use it.
Those requests have to come through HR.
Yeah, you can't just take a couple months off at a time. That's not how this works.
Well, now I'm stuck with a non-refundable Sherpa fee, so not sure how we want to proceed or if the company can cover this, but...
We're definitely not covering your Sherpa fee. I can tell you that right now.
Warren Spahn, in his career, had 363 wins, 356 with the Braves, 4 with the Mets, and 3 with the Giants. Batting, he had 363 hits, 356 with the Braves, 4 with the Mets, and 3 with the Giants. He had 4 playoff wins, and you guessed it, 4 playoff hits.
But for all Johnson's skill and speed, there was one hitter whom he could not seem to intimidate. A young Georgian playing for Detroit, who soon found a way to get hits off Johnson. Walter Johnson was a kindly man, the Georgian explained, and never really wanted to hurt anybody.
It was useless to try for more than a single off Johnson. You had to poke and try to meet the ball. If you swung, you were dead. After he told me he was afraid he might kill a hitter, I used to cheat. I'd crowd the plate till I was actually sticking my toes on it, knowing he'd be so timid that he'd pitch me wide. Then with 2 balls and no strikes, he'd ease one up to get one over. That's the Johnson pitch I hit. Ty Cobb.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way. Fernando Tatis is smoked. That ball is drilled over the left center field wall. 1 pitch, 1 run. Padres take the early lead. He was just throwing a get-me-over fastball, and that ball got absolutely tattooed. Holy cow. 93-mile-an-hour fastball that was just smoked into the upper seats over the left center field wall. That's right. You couldn't put it on a tee better for Tatis. He really has come out playing really good baseball to start the season. First pitch on the way to Arias. He's right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 righty-lefty matchup. Raylo throws a bender in the dirt. 1-1. 1-1 count. Padres with the early lead. Naldo Lopez, 1.99 ERA last year. One of only 2 qualifiers to have an ERA lower than 2 in 2024. 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. He's pitched a pretty good spring. I'm a little surprised to see him come out here kind of a little sluggish in the early going. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, and that ball's hit over to the right side of the infield. Ozzie Albies will make the play. 4-3 put out. 1 away. Left to right in your infield, it's Riley, Allen, Ozzie, and Olsen. Drake behind the plate. In the outfield, left to right, it's Profar, Harris, and Kelnick. Nick Allen getting the start today over Arcia. And according to those in the know for the Braves, the first pitch on the way is right there. Down and away for a ball, it's 1-0. They say expect this quite a bit. I think it's probably going to be more of like a 2 out of 3 type split. The 1-0. Swing, that ball's hit off the leg of Raylo. Nick Allen gets the rebound, flips it over to first. I'm sure they're going to check on Lopez. He's shaking his head like he's fine, but I'll be shocked if they don't. He's actually flipping his glove and saying, hey, get it out to me, get it out to me. I don't think he wants to be slowed down. Looks like it got him on the right hamstring as he was following through. Looking at the replay one more time. He shook everybody off, so he'll go in. I'm sure after this inning, they'll take a look at him. First pitch on the way is a bender down below the knees. Did he go around? He did not, said third base umpire Adrian Johnson. It's 1-0. There's a X account that shows all the. It's the 1-0, misses outside wide, 2-0. Shows all of the pitches that were missed yesterday. This is the 2-0 pitch. Swing. Rattled over towards left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Drops right in front of Jerks and Profar. Hard hit ball with not a lot of carry. And it's a 2-out single for Merrill and the Friars. But anyways, I was pleasantly surprised to see that the Braves game only had a couple in there. Man, there were some outrageous misses on opening day around the league. I want to say they said 124, like, really bad calls. First pitch on the way is right there on the inner track for a strike. To Cronenworth, it's 0-1. It's either 124, 125 strikes that totally missed. In other words, pitches that you could not argue touch the zone at all. Cynically, he's asking how they scored. The Friars scored with the Tatis home run. First pitch of the game. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Padres 1, Braves nothing. The 0-2. In the dirt, runner goes. Good throw. Got him! Good night, Irene. The Drake goes out there and throws a bullet on a ball that did kind of get away, but not really.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
Hey, who's your hall pass?
Diplo.
What is a Diplo, first of all?
He's a DJ.
Diplo, that's the guy?
Yeah.
Is it a guy, first of all? Is that a thing?
Yes, Diplo, he's a guy. He's a DJ, and he has these tattoos, and don't worry about it. Who's your hall pass?
Your friend Brooke.
That's not how this works. You can't name someone in real life that you could actually have access to.
Why not?
Like my friend Brooke? Are you serious?
She's cute.
She comes over all the time. You cannot say that she's a hall pass.
Why not?
That's not how the game works. You're
What do you
supposed to pick a celebrity. Like, pick, like, Margot Robbie or Megan Fox or, like, anyone else. My friend Brooke?
Yeah.
Even if you get the sense that George Brett is as happy as ever right where he is, he'll always be part of the history of baseball and Kansas City. He'll always be the star of one of the best stories the game has ever told.
What he did here will always remain. Just like a movie reel in my mind, just, turn it on again and let it roll.
Here's third baseman George Brett. High drive, hit to right field. It's gone.
When you play as long as he did and do the things that he did, I really just helped put the Royals on the map. I think these are things that people remember.
Well, he is. He's out. Yes, sir. Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out. He's steaming back.
George Brett is the Royals. He did everything you could ever want to do as a baseball player in Kansas City and his whole career. So, in my opinion, George Brett is the Royals.
I don't imagine his legacy is going to fade. George is just a name that is going to live, I think, forever in Kansas City.
Number 3,000 for one of the great players of all time, George Brett. Number 5 of the Kansas City Royals.
It was a fun run. If I had to do it over again, I would do it exactly the same way.
Hey, I don't know who need to hear this. Hey, if you don't like America, go to another country. I love this country. I'm protecting it.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way is a bender down below the zone, but called for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Ozzie Albies drifts off the plate, down and away. 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way, misses high and out of the zone. 2-1. 2-1 count. Righty-lefty matchup. Ozzie, open stance from the left side, takes the pitch outside wide. 3-1. Standing on deck, Michael Harris II. Drake is in the hole. The 3-1 pitch. Swing. Rattles it foul back behind home plate. Over the third base side. We'll do it again. The payoff pitch. Swing, fist set, foul back out of play. Braves nothing, Padres 1. Top of the second, just getting going here. Late start out here on the West Coast. Pretty good crowd for a Friday night here in San Diego. Pitch on the way. It's popped up high in the sky in left field, giving chase, coming in, making the running catch. Jason Hayward, route number 1. One down. Michael Harris, the second, the batter. Righty-lefty matchup. Cease comes set. First pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and fouls it back out of play. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Cease delivers a 98-mile-an-hour sizzler. It is fouled down the left field side, upper deck area, 0-2. Oh-2 count. On deck is Drake Baldwin. Cease comes set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase the bender down below the ankles. 2 away. Two down. Drake Baldwin. Comes to the plate. Baldwin did not record a hit yesterday, but has had a good spring. First pitch on the way is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. If you missed the March Madness scores from earlier, Michigan State knocked off Ole Miss. And Tennessee took it to Kentucky. 1-0. Right there for a strike. It's 1-1. One count. We'll hit the quiet baseball scores here on a Friday night. Is the 1-1 swing and a miss, 1-2. A lot of teams had the day off today. And I don't know if anyone's caught any of that Tampa Bay Rays game. Exactly what I talked about in the preseason show came true. They have a real atmosphere at that ballpark this year. The 1-2s bang foul. We'll do it again. So I think they said it holds around 10,000, but the place was rocking in a much different field than what it normally is in Tampa Bay. The Rays had a walk-off home run in the sunshine. It's a pretty cool atmosphere. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Drake Baldwin down on strikes, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We'll be back in a flash. Raylo will go back to work and try to shut down the Padres in inning number 2.
Let me tell you something. You post all your business on social media. I find myself for hours going through this page finding out about her life. So she gonna post my next relationship. My man gotta come in with a bag because I don't need a man. I got my own house. I got my own car. I got my own money. And I say, but you ain't never got your own baby. Your mama always got her. She gonna comment, you need to mind your business. Mind mom and business. I done followed you for 2 years, 6 relationships, 2 STDs, and 6 abortions. Ho, you are my business.
I would roast you, but my mom said I'm not allowed to burn trash.
Times that my comment section kind of insulted me, kind of complimented me. Elbows too pointy to make finals, but you're doing great. You kind of remind me of Pam from The Office. Cute, but not wow, she's cute. These used to be funny, as long as they were funny once. We all barely like you as you're mildly entertaining. I'll take what I can get. Peak Midwest on all levels. I do love the Midwest. You need a different style in clothing and you need to be more exciting. I guarantee doing those things will have drastic changes for you.
He just had a swing path and an approach that worked for him. He could feel it, he could replicate it, and he did that all year long.
Mike Schmidt has averaged 1 home run every 15.06 times at bat.
For me, statistically, it was my best season ever. I ended up in a 90-some game schedule, driving in 93 runs, and I got to 31 home runs that year, and I think I hit 316. It was the only year I hit over 300.
It all amounted to Schmidt's second MVP award.
MVP in 1980. He's the World Series MVP, and maybe in some...
You shut up! You shut up! I'm so scared right now. You shut up! Are you doing this? No, I'm doing this.
Welcome back. Ronaldo Lopez goes to work. First pitch on the way. That ball is going to get roped into right field, down for a base hit, just past Ozzie Albies for a leadoff single for Cronenworth and the San Diego Padres. Braves trail this one 1-0. Solo shot by Fernando Tatis on the first pitch of the game, in case you're just joining us. That'll bring Xander Bogaerts, who's down to the number 6 hole today. First pitch on the way, swung on, bang. It's a comebacker to Lopez. Lopez fires it to Ozzie. Ozzie over to first. It's going to be a 1-4-3. Attempt at a double play, but Bogaerts will beat it out. One down. They do get the lead runner. Bogaerts yesterday was hitting in the 4 hole. They've dropped him down to 6 with Merrill going up to 4. That was a really close play. I didn't think it was as close as it was, but definitely tie goes to the runner there, so no argument. First pitch on the way is right there for a strike to Sheets. It's 0-1. The 0-1 righty-lefty swing. That ball's ripped into right field. That's down for a base hit. And the Padres have first and second. One out. Here in the bottom of the second, right? Ronaldo Lopez off to a shaky start. His curveball really isn't getting a lot of bend on. It's getting way too much air, and it's getting smoked by the left-handers. First pitch on the way to Jason Hayward is a fastball. Fouls it straight back, 96 miles an hour. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Right there for a strike. 4-seam fastball. It's 0-2. So 0-2 count. Pitch on the way. Just misses. 1-2. Slider in the dirt. Same two teams back at it tomorrow night, 7:15. Much more of a normal start time for us East Coasters. And 7 p.m. the Sunday night game of the week. The 1-2 pitch swung on. That ball's going to get another comebacker to Raylo. He'll flip it over to Ozzie. Ozzie tries to turn 2, but Hayward, even at his advanced age, can still run well, and he was busting it down the line. He'll beat it out just by a hair. I think some folks will try to say that I'm sorry, I said Ozzie, that was Nick. I think some folks might think that Orlando would make that play. I don't know if he would or not. He definitely has a stronger arm than Nick Allen, but that was a slow developing double play ball. First pitch on the way to Maldonado, the number 9 hitter, the hind catcher. Takes one right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. 1-0 your score. Lopez trying to keep it right there. The 0-1. Right there for a strike. Caught the outer edge. 4-seam fastball. Maldonado didn't like it. It's 0-2. You won't get a lot of argument from Maldonado. He wants those same calls when he gets back behind the plate. So 0-2 count. Diaz with the day off. He was the catcher yesterday. He had a pretty good offensive day. The 0-2 to Maldonado. Swung on. That ball's going to get lifted into center field. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to be another run. And the Padres lead it 2-0. Fastball just got it up in the zone there. Really gave him too good of a pitch to hit with 2 strikes. It's the second time he's done that in this inning. Get 2 strikes on someone, just give him way too much. He was shooting for the outer edge, and the ball just drifted back over the zone. Fastball really had more of a 2-seam action. First pitch on the way to Tatis, who homered his first time up. Swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. Fernando Tatis, who started off scalding hot to start the year, hit tonight with a home run. Had a couple hits yesterday. The 0-1. Swung on and popped up into right field, coming in running, making the running catch is Kid Kelnick, and that'll end the inning. Padres put another one on the board. We got to stop the bleeding and grab the sticks when we come back.
Or, hear me out, you go f*** yourself, and I keep doing what I'm doing.
I'm an idiot, and here's why.
Hey, do not put yourself down like that. It's probably not that bad.
My laundry machine takes quarters. Naturally, I'm like, where does one just get quarters? So
I may have spoke too soon.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go on Amazon and buy quarters. You can buy, like, rolls of quarters on Amazon. I'm like,
Anyway, long story short, she ordered 72 sleeves of quarters for $10, thinking that every sleeve that's worth $10 would have $10 worth of quarters in.
empty.
Yeah, we know.
If it's not a strike, guess what? You're starting to get back into the at-bat. You're getting back into the count. And so, you try to talk to people about that now, and they're like, we don't need to do that. I'm swinging for the fences. I'm like, yeah, it's because you're a ass. You don't want to hit 300. You don't want to help your teammates out, and you don't care about striking out. That's why you strike out 150 times and hit 230, 240. So all of you guys in the major leagues that hit 230, 240, 15 homers, 45 RBIs, strike out 150 times, you motherfucker. You guys are not hitters.
Still, everything they could learn, including the fact that the spot had only newly formed, left the doctors comfortable putting off the surgery until December. So despite the uncertainty, Bench kept playing, and playing as well as ever.
If you didn't know, you wouldn't have known.
I'm going to say he took it in stride, but he didn't complain. He just kept playing, and that was the way he was.
Johnny was going about his business. So I don't know exactly what he knew, and none of us knew really anything more than he might have a problem here. But there was nothing to indicate that there was anything out of the ordinary going on at that time.
Welcome back. Fastball right there by Dylan Cease at the top of the zone for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Nick Allen, the batter. The 0-1 from Cease. Check swing. Foul. Down the right field side. 0-2. (0-2) count. Pitch in the dirt. So 1-2 from Cease. He turns and fires. Fast. Make that the slider down and away. 2-2. Braves nothing, Padres 2. Pitch on the way to Allen, 97 up top. That ball was well out of the zone. Now, I don't know if he's trying to say that Nick Allen went around. It did not look like he offered at it. Home plate umpire Walcott, his opinion's one that counts, I guess. So he heads back to the dugout. Jared Kelenic, the batter, number 9 hitter for the Braves. First pitch on the way. Drops in there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Just misses outside. 1-1. 1-1 count. Righty-lefty matchup. Top of the order due up after Kelenic. He takes a swing and a miss at a bender down below his hands, just over the knees. Cease quickly back to work. The infield is back into the right as the 1-2 is in the dirt, 2-2. Good job by Kelenic to hold off on that pitch. Cease at just 42 pitches, so he's at a good pitch count right now. The 2-2. Swing! Fouls it back. Full count. Full count to Kelenic. He's going to call time real quick. Step out of the box. Back into the box. Cease comes set. Kicks, turns, and fires. Swing and a miss. Chase one well out of the zone. Strike 3. He's getting those lefties to chase that curveball off the table. Two down, and Jerickson Profar, the batter. First pitch on the way to Profar is in the dirt. Did he go around? They check down the third base line. Umpire Adrian Johnson says that he did. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Down below the knees. 1-1. 1-1 count. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. Drifts up high, misses high, but gets the strike. 1-2. Home plate umpire Quinn Walcott is not one of the better ranked umpires. He's got a high strike zone tonight. The 1-2. Swing. That ball's chopped down the third base line. Foul. Braves are scoreless. Looking to get on the board here in the third inning. If Profar can get on, Austin Riley stands on deck. Olsen in the hole. 1-2 to JP in the dirt. Did he go around this time? I think they're going to check down the line this time. He didn't offer quite as much. So that'll even up the count. The 2-2 just misses outside. Good 98-mile-an-hour fastball. That was either a great take by Profar or he was frozen because that ball came in like a bean. Full count. Cease, turns, the payoff pitch. Swing! That ball's going to get slapped into left field. That's going to be down for a base hit in your Atlanta Braves. Got something going here. Good piece of hitting there by Profar. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley is a bender. Just misses on the outer edge. It's 1-0. Cease has had pretty good control tonight. Austin Riley really the only one with that double that hit the ball hard tonight so far. The 1-0, outside wide, 2-0. And that was a pitch that he just lost a little bit of control and it drifted over the plate. So a 2-0 count. Runner at first, 2 outs. Dylan Cease delivers. Excuse me, got tongue-tied. That pitch misses below the knees. They check down the line, but first base umpire Rowan De Jesus says he did not offer. So you got a 3-0 count. Profar at first. Olson on deck. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside. Ball 4. And that'll put runners on first and second. Big Matt Olson coming to the plate. Maldonado has a quick powwow out there with Cease, but that's probably more just to give him a breather. Still at a decent clip. He's only at 55 pitches. If you're below the 60 mark at the end of the third inning, you're doing pretty good. So if he can get out of this, he's still at a very manageable, but this has been his longest inning in terms of pitches. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way is a slider right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1 comes set. Looks back to runners. Kicks and fires. Swing! That ball's fouled down on the inside track. 98-mile-an-hour fastball that was in on the hands. Looked like it probably missed the zone a bit. That had to be enticing for Olson. He could have flipped the game with that swing right there. So an 0-2 count to Olson. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Looked like the changeup. 1-2. Told you he throws that changeup just every great once in a while. He leans on that four seam and that slider 87% of the time. Curveball comes in at 8%, the sweeper at about 4%. The 1-2 to Olson. Down and inside, 2-2. So deuce is wild here in the top of the third. Braves trail by 2. 2 on, 2 out, a 2-2 count. Runners will be going on contact. Profar in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Misses up top, 97 miles an hour. They checked down the third base line, but he did not offer a full count. So now the runners will be on the move. A full count. Anything that gets down could probably score Riley. The 3-2. Check swing, kind of peppered it off the plate. We'll do it again. Olson's got that look like he knows he swung at ball 4. That slider just started bending at the last second. Marcell Ozuna stands on deck. The full count. Swing! That ball's chopped down the first baseline. We'll do it again. Braves nothing, Padres 2. Still early going here in the top of the third inning. Righty-lefty, the runners go. Here's the pitch. Down and in, ball 4. So that will load up the bases. And that'll bring up Marcell Ozuna. They are going to go have a quick powwow out there on the mound. The whole infield, pitching coach for the San Diego Padres, they're all out there. Bases are loaded. Marcell Ozuna standing at the plate. We got ducks all over the pond. Home plate umpire Walcott goes out there and breaks up the huddle. We are set. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Righty-righty matchup. Dylan Cease, his 64th pitch of the night, brings it. Swing, that ball's ripped over to the right-hand side. That's going to get through for a base hit. 1 run will score. Profar's waving on Riley. 2 runs will score, and your Atlanta Braves have tied this baby up. The Big Zoo comes through. Deuces wild in San Diego. Good hard hit ball. It's a fastball in the inner cut, as opposed to trying to pull it. Ozuna with very good hitting there. He saw that the infield was back and to his left. As opposed to trying to pull that and slam it out of the building, he slapped it to the right side and scored 2. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies. Put the action camera on for you. It's inside for a ball. It's 1 out. Oh, they called that a strike. Okay. The 0-1. Said he went around. The 0-1. Swing, chops it off the plate. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Braves have tied it up. Top of the 3rd inning. If you're just joining us, Padres scored 1 in the first and 1 in the second. The 1 in the first was the first pitch of the game by Ronaldo Lopez. Tatis took it to the seats. The 0-2 to Ozzie. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 97 out of the zone. That'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put them on the board. We're tied up here in San Diego. Raylo will go back to work when we return.
If you stab a cereal box, are you a serial killer? Yeah, for sure. If you do the Cocoa Puffs or Lucky Charms, I'll come after you myself. But any other cereal, you're doing this world a favor.
Want to know who is to blame for your low self-esteem? Yes. Close your eyes and I'll show you. Okay. Open. That's right. Mirrors. No.
You see how I can't scan myself? It's 'cause I'm priceless. Or you're not worth anything.
90% of the time, I'm not even responsible for my own action.
What if you quit drinking?
Yeah, what if?
That's a dope-ass car, bro. How much is it?
I don't know.
New? That's not how you say it.
Then how do you say it then?
It's I don't knowing. Bro, it's not I don't knew or I don't knowing. Then what is it then? I don't know.
Dumbass. If you didn't know, shut the up then.
Hey y'all, it's Nurse Rachel, and guess what? Here's some things you don't put in your urethra. Okay, number 1, toothpicks, Q-tips, don't do it. Number 2, incense stick. All because why, people? He wanted his pee to smell better.
Bench's performance on the field never wavered, and the 24-year-old earned his 5th straight Gold Glove and 2nd MVP award, while leading the Reds back to the playoffs.
A tremendous drive by Johnny Bench.
But all the questions about his health were never far from his mind.
I, of course, sort of went into that playoffs knowing that
there was a chance that that could be my last game.
Today, it's the 5th and final game of the National League playoffs at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio, between the Pittsburgh Pirates and Cincinnati Reds.
The Pirates were leading by a run in the bottom of the ninth when they brought in their star reliever, Dave Justy, with the first man he faced, wondering if this would be the final at-bat of his life.
Well, Johnny Bench will lead things off for Cincinnati, their final hope for 1972.
Welcome back. Ronaldo Lopez misses the first pitch. Ball, it's 1-0. 1-0. Down and in. Misses 2-0. Leading off is Luis Arias. The Braves have tied it up. If you stepped away, it's 2-2. The 2-0 from Ronaldo. Fastball right down the track. Taken all the way to him. Luis Arias, kind of a throwback player, is the 2-1 pitch. Fastball right there off the edge. 2-2. He'll work the count. He doesn't sit dead red trying to swing for the seats. He just tries to get on. 2-2 count. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. Swing! That ball's sliced foul. Third base side, out of play. You'll see him take a much shorter swing when he gets to 2 strikes. Not exactly the thumper that most teams envision at first base. 2-2. That ball is going to be slapped foul. But what he does do is he makes contact, he gets on. He'll go yard from time to time, but that's not his game. The 2-2 on the way. Swing. Chops it down the first base side. Just foul. I mean, just foul. Braves 2, Padres 2. The 2-2. Swing. Chops it over towards second. Ozzy's got it. He'll push it over to first. 4-3 put out to start the third. 1 down, and Manny Machado, the batter. Machado hitting .500 on the young season. Batted .275 last year with 29 home runs, 105 RBI. Perennial All-Star from Miami, Florida. Lined out in the first. He's 0 for 1. First pitch on the way. Misses outside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Just misses. Below the knees. 2-0. His brother-in-law is Yonder Alonso, if you've seen him on MLB Network. Played in the majors for several years, most notably with the White Sox. The 2-0. Right there, first strike, 2-1. Good pitch by Lopez. That was a P at the knees. The 2-1 count. Pitch, swing and a miss. 2-2. You've got this paired up with your FanDuel at home. It says 3-1, but it is a 2-2 count. We're getting the same stuff we got last year on the road games, if you remember that, Braves Country. The 2-2 in the dirt, bounces away, full count. So now he or she is sitting in the control booth going, what? I thought he should be running down to first by now. There they go. Now they're caught up to speed. Full count from Lopez. Here's the pitch. Fastball. Caught looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. 2 away. He didn't like it, but I think he knew in his heart of hearts that was a strike. He was trying to work it for a walk. That was a fastball right there on the edge. I mean, you couldn't shoot it better with the dart gun. 2 down. Jackson Merrill, young center fielder, takes the first pitch, 97, right there on the inner track for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Raylo comes set, kicks and fires. Swung on and lifted into left field. That's going to get down for another base hit. And Jackson Merrill, I'll tell you what, this kid, when he came up last year, he was one of the top prospects in baseball, and he has backed it up. This is a good-looking center fielder for the Padres, and he's going to be, assuming health, he's going to be a great one for a long, long time. Stays inside the ball, just slaps it to left field. Very similar to his first at-bat where he dropped it right in front of Profar. That'll bring Cronenworth to the plate. He's 1 for 1. First pitch on the way. Fastball, 95. Slice foul back out of play. It's 0-1. Merrill was taken off on that pitch. We'll go ahead and put the action cam on so you can see what's going on with Merrill. The 0-1. Turns around and flips it over to first. Keep him close by. So an 0-1 count. Here's the pitch from Lopez. Swung on, chopped down the third base line. Just foul. If that thing stays fair, it's trouble because we're playing the left-hander on a pull. Riley might have knocked it down, but everybody definitely would have been safe. He would have had no shot over there. So an 0-2 count, runner at first. Here's the pitch. Down and in, 1-2. The 1-2. Lopez, his 46th pitch of the night. 97 miles an hour, just misses the outer edge. Braves infield back into the right for the left-handed hitter, the 2-2. Another bender, tried to get him chased outside. So a full count now. Raylo, will he go back to the slider or dial up the fastball? Merrill now is going to be off to the races. The 3-2 pitch, runner goes. Swing! That ball's sizzled back foul. We'll do it again. The 3-2 count, outside wide, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. Runners on first and second. 2 outs. Same part of the batting order that Raylo ran into problems with in the second inning. Rearing their ugly head here in the bottom of the third. That'll bring Xander Bogaerts to the plate. Bogaerts is 0 for 1. First pitch on the way. Slider down and in. Drake Baldwin jumped up to chase the runner back, but he was easily back in time. The 1-0 righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Fastball right there. Evens up the count at 1-1. 1-1 count, 2-2 your score, 2 on, 2 out. Here's the pitch. Swing, that ball's ripped through the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit. Merrill will score with these, and the Padres will take the lead one more time. And the throw to second is going to be just shy. And Bogarts has an RBI double, and the Padres taking a 3-2 lead. Rayla really laboring here in the middle of the order tonight. Hard hit ball. Still, all in all, has had a Rick Krantz is going to walk out there to the mound. All in all, he's had a pretty good pitch count. He's sitting at 52. If he can get out of this jam, Krantz goes out there to talk to Lopez. Baldwin as well. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. Sheets the batter. He's 1 for 1. Gavin Sheets singled his first time up. Here's the first pitch to Sheets. It's a curveball right there below the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Down below the knees, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Second and third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Down and in. Good block by Baldwin. Two-one count, 56th pitch of the night. Runners at second and third. Here's the pitch. Swing! That ball's lifted high and deep into right field, but not quite deep enough. Coming in, making the catch just before the warning track is Kid Kelnick, and that'll end the inning. Sigh of relief, because that could have been a heck of a lot worse. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
If I had created a website with this many problems, I'd kill myself.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Number 1, how dare you?
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. Ralph Kiner was a Hall of Fame outfielder who led the National League in home runs 7 years in a row. Kiner is actually the second cousin twice removed of shortstop Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Wrigley Field is known for its signature ivy-covered walls in the outfield, but for the first 23 years of the stadium, there was no ivy. The ivy was only added to the field in 1937 in an attempt to, quote, beautify Wrigley. Not only was Rickey Henderson a menace on the base paths, but he was also a fantastic hitter. In fact, Henderson is the all-time leader in leadoff home runs with 81.
I mean, at this point, my screws ain't loose, them's just missing. And please, for the love of all things holy, stop asking me what's wrong with me before 7 a.m. I am bipolar. I don't know yet, but clearly it's a surprise.
Nobody really knows about the surgery except my parents and the ball club. And so I'm in the on-deck circle to lead off the top of the ninth, and everybody's yelling, Johnny, Johnny. And then he said, it's your mother. And I turn around and I look, and she's looking at me, and she's going, hit me a home run. I'm smiling to myself because this is Dave Justy pitching. I mean, you just didn't really hit Dave Justy.
Justy took bench down to his final strike, and then number 5 dug in for the most dramatic moment of his young career.
Well, they're either going to start celebrating again in Pittsburgh very shortly, or all kinds of stuff is going to break loose here in Cincinnati in this ballpark.
Trailing 3-2, bottom of the ninth inning, the only thing I could think about basically was, okay, maybe not this year. And then Johnny comes up.
Well, why? And a pitch to bench. James hit in the air to deep right field. That's a James! He's gone!
The place is going crazy.
Johnny Vancho hits almost every home run to left field. Hits one to right. The game is tied.
I don't know that there was ever a louder echo in that stadium.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Dylan Cease to start off the inning. Michael Harris, the second, misses for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 righty-lefty matchup. Chops it foul between home and first. 1-1. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Chase one out of the zone. There we go. I don't know where that fan control cam was going. It was going out there in left field, hanging out there in the bleachers. So 1-2 count. Pitch on the way. Fastball. Fouls it back. Do it again. The 1-2. Good job by taking that pitch. That was down below the knees, trying to get him to chase. Braves 2, Padres 3. Another seesaw affair out here in San Diego. The 2-2. Swing! That ball's belted high and deep into right field, going back on the warning track, making the catch with his back against the wall for a loud out number 1. Wow. He just missed taking that yard, just got underneath that one. One down, and the first pitch is a knuckle curve to Drake Baldwin. Right there for a strike, it's 0-1. Baldwin 0 for 1. Righty-lefty matchup, the 0-1 pitch, slaps it back, foul. 0-2. You're just joining us, Orlando Arcia not in the lineup, Nick Allen taking his spot. As far as we know, it's not an injury. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. Good to see you, Debbie and Mark Ricardo. Marguerite, I don't think y'all are here for roll call. Taku. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Misses high. 2-2. Pittsburgh beat the Marlins 4-3 tonight. Texas 4-1 over the Red Sox. The 2-2. Slice foul down the line. We'll do it again. Mets lead the Astros 3-1. That game is in the 9th inning. Phillies and Nationals are off today. They will resume their series tomorrow. The 2-2. Swing, slices it back, foul. Do it again. Tigers lead the Dodgers 2-0 in the third. I think Braves and Padre fans can at least agree on that one. 2-2 count. Dylan Cease's 80th pitch of the night. We're just in the 4th inning. Brings it. Swing, pops it up into center field. Drifting back, making the catch right there before the warning track is Jackson Merrill. 2 down. I'd say they're going to want to try to get him through the 5th inning, and right now he's poised to do that. Nick Allen will see if he can keep this inning extended. Braves trail by 1. Top of the 4th inning. Nick Allen, your batter. First pitch on the way is a fastball, 97 miles an hour, outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Allen, really good spring training. Towards the end, he was hitting well over 450. The 1-0. Swung on and sizzled that back foul. It's not something you can expect from Nick Allen. He's not known to be a great hitter, but he is known to be a professional hitter, much like Drake Baldwin, someone who doesn't have a lot of pop, but can put the ball in play. Solid defender, good base runner. 1-1. Swing. That ball's dribbled over towards short. Bogarts has it. Flips it over to first. Arias, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Braves go quietly in the fourth. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Ronaldo Lopez goes back to work, trailing by only 1.
Oh, dude, did I tell you I started therapy?
Oh, really?
Yeah. More like an anger management thing. Court-ordered, but...
Out of all races, what would you say is your least favorite race?
Listen, as a true Southern white male, my parents believe this. My grandparents definitely believe this. The worst race has to be the 43rd annual Daytona 500, February 18th, 2001. The day NASCAR died, the race that took Dale Earnhardt from us.
I'm absolutely disgusted with myself. After my dinner, I systematically devoured a cheesecake over the past 24 hours. On paper, I only had 1 slice. So what went wrong? Every time I have gone into the kitchen for the past 24 hours, without exception, I have continued my slice of cheesecake. I go into the fridge and cut a little sliver off with the knife, and I eat it on the knife because I think it doesn't count. There are now 9 knives in the dishwasher that I have used to commit this act.
Bench's opposite field blast fulfilled his mother's wish and tied the game for Cincinnati.
Everybody standing. Everybody. It's deafening in here.
And 5 batters later, the winning run would come home in more unlikely fashion.
And the 1-1 pitch to McLean. In the dirt, it's a wild pitch. Here comes Boston. The Reds win the pennant.
It was stunning. It was stunning.
All of a sudden, he crosses the plate and said, "We're going home." And it's so abrupt and so final. We're going home.
So the Reds win it 4-3. Riverfront Stadium has gone absolutely berserk.
I think to this day, you can almost still hear the echoes in that stadium.
The come-from-behind victory against the Pirates would prove to be the high point for the Reds' 72 season, as they'd fall to the Oakland A's in 7 games in the World Series.
Oakland has won the 1972 World Series.
Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Ronaldo Lopez goes back to work. First pitch on the way to Jason Hayward is chopped over towards second. Bad throw by Ozzie, but a great scoop by Olsen. 1 away. Ozzie was throwing off his back foot heading towards the right field line, and an errant throw was almost a disaster. But a good play by Olsen and a great job of him getting out of harm's way. Hayward was busting it down the line. There was almost a collision there. First pitch on the way to Maldonado. Number 9 hitters right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Outside wide. 1-1. One count. Here's the pitch. Swing on and chops it towards the third base dugout. Braves trail by 1, bottom of the 4th inning. Righty-righty matchup. Lopez is 61st of the night. Down and away, 2-2. Same 2 teams back at it tomorrow night, 7:15 first pitch, 7 o'clock on Sunday night. Then we head to Los Angeles to take on the Dodgers. The 2-2. Swing. Knocks it high. Over the right field side. We'll do it again. The 2-2. Swung on and lifted into left field. That is going to get down for a base hit. And it's a 1-out single for Maldonado, who does not run well at age 38. behind catcher, but he gets on board. Just roped into left field. Fernando Tatis, 1 for 2 with the solo shot. Takes the first pitch for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. The 1-0. Another slider down and away. Ball 2-0. 2-0 count. Lopez looks in. Here's the pitch. 97 at the knees. Good fastball, 2-1. Infield is back and to the right. Ozzie Albies just shading to the right of the second base back. So there's a huge hole on the right side. It's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, chops it foul, 2-2. You have someone as immobile as Maldonado is over at first base. Often wondered why in the world you hold him on. The 2-2. Fastball. Make that slider down the way. They checked down the line. He did not go around. So a full count now. Lopez keeps checking the runner over. Payoff pitch, swing, chops it over towards third. Riley's going to have to barehand it. He'll fire it across the diamond. A barehanded gem to Matt Olson. 5-3 put out, 2 down. On the play, Maldonado will reach scoring position, and Arias is coming to bat. But a great play by Austin Riley. Two down. Luis Arias, the batter, he's 0 for 2. First pitch, 96 inside, spins him around. It's 0-1. Or 1-0, excuse me. The 1-0. Curveball in the dirt, 2-0. Kind of bounces away there for a second. We'll put the action cam with the runner in scoring position. So a 2-0 count. Here's the pitch from Lopez. Swatted down the right field line, but foul. Braves trying to keep it here, right here, just a one-run game. The 2-1 pitch. Swing. Fouls it back, 96 miles an hour. 2-2. Lopez now one pitch away from getting out of this inning. He's at 73 pitches now. It's not quite where you want to be. A little bit of a long inning for Lopez, the 2-2. Curveball outside, 3-2. Three-two count. Payoff pitch. Inside ball 4. Spun him around. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. They'll send Arias down to first. Maldonado's at second. Manny Machado, the batter. A lot of nibbling going on in this game by Lopez. It's really starting to run his pitch count up. Manny Machado lined out his first time out, struck out looking his second time up. Third time through the order, here's the pitch. First pitch on the way, slider, down and away. Did he go around? Looks like he did not. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Fastball, P at the knees, 97 miles an hour. 1-1. Lopez in that same spot that Cease was in, creeping up near 80 in the fourth. They'd like to get that fifth inning out of Lopez. The 1-1 swung on and missed, 97 mile an hour. He was going for the downs on that one. 1-2. Braves 2, Padres 3, bottom 4. First and second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. 2-2. He gets that second strike and they really start nibbling. De Los Santos is warming up in the pen. The 2-2. Fastball, chopper up over the mound to second base. Ozzy's there. They had him played him perfectly. He'll step on the pillow and that'll end the inning. G4 in your scorecard. We'll be back in a flash. Braves will grab the bats, trailing by 1.
So you're telling me there's people out there who don't catastrophize the future and overthink the past and create scenarios in their head to hurt their own feelings? Like, what?
I love family photo holiday cards. You get to learn stuff from the cards, like their son plays a trumpet, so that's good to know. And you get to wonder how they got their dog to laugh that naturally in the photo. And you get to see pictures of people lying in front of a fireplace in their pajamas and think to yourself, I remember when I met them twice. And you get to question how long you have to keep the cards before you can throw them out. And you get to see a family photo where they're just like, this is us just hanging out in front of a meadow in our matching white linens. Aren't we just the best, LOL?
Oakland has won the 1972 World Series.
But for Bench, the loss was quickly overshadowed by what he was facing next. 6 weeks after the season's last out, he finally went into the hospital for the surgery on his lung.
4 days after I turned 25, I'm having the surgery. And I don't know if I'm ever going to play again.
By now, the procedure was public knowledge, and everybody waited anxiously for the results.
Cincinnati watched with interest the personal side of Johnny Bench. He was hospitalized when a spot was found on his right lung.
I mean, it was frightening. Is Johnny going to die?
The operation lasted 2 hours, with the doctors removing a marble-sized lesion from the lung.
You know, they cut the bone, they cut the rib, they cut the tissue, they cut the nerves.
The test results came back with good news. The lesion was harmless.
The spot was found to be benign, but there was a tremendous outpouring of well wishes from Bench fans all across the country.
Airtight seal with the staples, they're still there, and stapled me back up across the chest, but I never was Johnny Bench again. But at least I got to play, and I'll always thank Doc for giving me that opportunity.
You're home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Kid Kelnick will lead us off here. Number 9 hitter, righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way. The slider down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Appreciate those of y'all that are staying up late or may not be late where you're at. I know I saw some people in Australia and out there on the West Coast. The 1-0. Fastball up top, 96 miles an hour. 1-1. Left-hander Morion is warming up in the bullpen for the Padres wearing their Sherbert uniforms. 1-1, 96 mile an hour fastball, swing and a miss. 1-2. 1-2 count. Righty-lefty, Kelenic, 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Slider, chop foul, do it again. I don't know if they're really planning on doing a true platoon with Kelenic and De La Cruz. I'd like to see De La Cruz get some at-bats from the right side against righties. The 1-2. Swing, that ball's pelted down the right field line. We got ourselves a tie ball game. Ding dong, that pitch is dead, baby. Holy cow. He must have heard me. He said, I'll show you a platoon right here, buddy boy. Put it just over the seats. And I mean barely. But we'll take it. A solo shot, his first of the year. Jared Kelenic goes yard. If it's 365 over there at that fence, that ball went 365 and a half. But enough for a run. First pitch on the way to Jerickson Profar. Misses high, it's 1-0. Profar 1 for 2. The 1-0. Swung on, pops that up. Back out of play. Top of the 5th, tie ball game. Another seesaw battle just like yesterday. The 1-1 swing. That ball is pounded into the night, but foul. Man, if he could have kept that straight, that thing was absolutely rocked. Can't imagine they're going to... If Cease goes any further, he won't get to Matt Olson, I wouldn't think. The 1-2. Misses high, 98 miles an hour, out of the zone. 2-2. You got Riley standing on deck, and I'm sure they'd like to see him face Riley, but at the same token, you got one of your stud pitchers out of gas. You might have to go get him. The 2-2. Chop foul. That's a comebacker to the mound, and Cease jumps on it. Thought that ball was going to roll close to the foul line, but it actually spun off and kicked almost like a cue shot, kicked right to Cease. Be an easy 1-3 put out once he jumped on the ball. And it looks like they're going to go out there and pull Cease. Cease doesn't like it. He looked over his shoulder, started shaking his head. He wanted to try to get a chance to get out of this inning. We'll be back in a flash. The lefty coming on the bump for the Padres.
Dad, look, it's the good Kush.
This is the dollar store. How good can it be?
Just thought you guys should know that the Scottish have a word for laying around in bed after it's time to get up, and it's called herkle-durkling. I do be herkling and I do be durkling, and once I've herkled my last durkle in a given morning, I will get up, but I'm a big fan of a herkle-durkle, so you should be too.
There'll be a slight chance I might be pregnant.
Really? And why do you say that?
I've been craving weird things that I'm not
normally craving?
Yeah.
And now you crave it?
Like water.
Well, some of it
I'm
could
craving
be
water. Being pregnant, you're thirsty. Go drink you some water. It'll be alright.
The Oakland Athletics mascot is somewhat randomly an elephant, but there is a reason for that. In the early 1900s, New York Giants manager John McGraw told the Athletics owner that he had a white elephant on his hands. A white elephant is something that's not as valuable as the effort needed for it. Athletics manager Connie Mack heard this and decided to make an elephant the team's logo.
How do we opt out of TikTok shop videos? I don't want to see them anymore! I'm not going to shop on TikTok shop! I'm going to shop on Amazon! Stop showing me your videos!
How come your socks aren't the same color?
I don't know. How come your kids don't have the same last name?
The greatest ball player of all time? I picked the Detroit man because he is, in my judgment, the most expert man of his profession and is able to respond better than any other ball player to any demand made upon him. He plays ball with his whole anatomy, his head, his arms, his hands, his legs, his feet. I have never seen a man who had his heart more centered in the sport than Cobb has. when he's playing. I believe Cobb would continue to play ball if he were charged something for the privilege, and if the only spectator were the groundskeeper, Charles Comiskey.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from the left-hander. Orion fires it up top for a ball to Riley. It's 1-0 lefty-righty matchup. The 1-0, 98 miles an hour, fastball right down the pipe. 1-1. Who was that was asking? Hey, Jacob, good to see you. Somebody was just asking how long we've been here. Is that Jake? No, it was G-Ad. Is the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1 and 2. This is our 5th season, but our 4th full one, if that makes sense. So we started in 2021, but it wasn't until late in the summer, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 away. Good bender. Down and in. That'll bring the left-handed bat of Matt Olson to the plate. We started, I don't remember the date, I just remember the team. We were supposed to start a game against Colorado in Atlanta. It was the last game of the series, like a Wednesday or Thursday getaway type day. First pitch on the way is a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, pops out of the glove of Maldonado. It's 1-0. That game got rained out. We were doing the coverage for an app that was trying to get off the ground that I don't think ever did. But long story short, we had the device that they wanted us to use, the 1-0 pitch, is chopped over to first. Stepping on the bag is Arias, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We'll finish that thought when we come back. The Braves have tied it up thanks to Kid Kelnick going yard. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Hey, my homie just asked me why do we pronounce the G in longevity twice, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. In 1890, second baseman Lou Bierbauer jumped ship from the Philadelphia Athletics to the Pittsburgh Alleghenies. The Athletics were upset by this and called the move piratical. The Alleghenies picked up the nickname Pirates and eventually became the Pittsburgh Pirates. Lefty Grove, who is regarded as one of the greatest pitchers of all time. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1947, but then received 6 Hall of Fame votes 13 years later. This is because those 6 votes were meant for a player named Lefty Gomez. In 2019, NFL quarterback Tom Brady applied to trademark the phrase Tom Terrific, but his application was denied. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office believed that the nickname points uniquely and unmistakably to Tom Seaver, Hall of Fame pitcher who is regarded as one of the greatest of all time.
Do the players ever talk in the clubhouse at what age they think that a ball player peaks?
Well, I think around 26, 7, 8, 9 even. Those years are when you really fully matured and you really got everything going for you.
Johnny Bench was still just 25 when he came to spring training in 1973 after the successful surgery on his lung. Looking forward to entering what he saw as the prime of his career. His team, meanwhile, also looked to be as strong, if not stronger, than ever.
I was rookie year in 63. Perez got there in 65. Davey got there in 69. Johnny got there in 68. So slowly but surely, the Big Red Machine was developing.
We were so good in 70, we became the Big Red Machine. But then Joe comes over in the trade after 71, and all of a sudden the Big Red Machine was in full force.
That was a team with a lot of alpha dogs. You had Pete, you have Tony Perez, you had Johnny. Joe Morgan gets traded there in 72. I give most of the credit to Sparky Anderson. He knew who the leaders of the team were.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way. Curveball that Jackson Merrill will rope into right field. Dribbler just past the defense and a leadoff single. One on, nobody out. First pitch on the way to Cronenworth is popped up Over on the third base side. Out of play. 0-1. So an 0-1 count. Raylo kicks and fires in the dirt, 0-2. Braves 3, Padres 3. Runner on first, the 1-1. Drops a bunt, bunts it foul. Over on the third base side, we'll do it again. Runner at first, we'll put the action camera on. 1-2 count. Righty lefty. Lopez brings it, swing, fouls it back. Do it again. So anyways, back to that. We were we did the tail end of the 2021 season. Is the 1-2 pitch. Flips it over to first. And because the first game was rained out, we agreed to do the next one, not realizing we had agreed to do one. They were playing the Giants out in San Francisco. And anyways, we had just started the YouTube channel doing sports talk and whatnot. Is the 1-2 pitch. Fastball, swing. That ball's lifted into left field. Coming over, making the diving catch is Mr. Jerickson Profar. Pro good. What a great play. One away, and this time he doesn't twist his wrist up. Diving catch with that blue glove and the bright red shoes. Gets a round of applause from Raylo. So when we did the game, we couldn't believe how many people on YouTube paid attention to it. We were doing it for that app, but that app never really got off the ground. They were trying to do, as the first pitch on the way right there for a strike at the knees, it's 0-1. The channel was trying to do what you see some of these cheerleading channels that they have on YouTube, where the people just sit there and they applaud and whatnot. And when they reached out to me as the 0-1, just misses. 1-1. It wasn't built in me because I did play-by-play in college years before. And I just told him, I was like, well, I'm going to call the game. I can't just sit there. Is the 1-1 is down below the knees, 2-1. Guy said, well, you do what you want, but everyone's going to just be kind of cheering along. I was like, well, that's not going to be me, man. Maybe I'm too old. I don't know. So we called the game, and it started building. And then, of course, they go on the playoff run and win the World Series, and it went on from there. The 2-1. Fastball down the right field line. Bending. Making the catch is Kelenic in foul territory. Long fly ball out by Bogarts, 2 away. We started the playoffs. I didn't know how many games I was going to call. Back then, we only called one. At the time when it first started, we were just doing the first game of every series. And then the playoffs started, and it felt like it was a good luck charm. And I kept saying, man, if we keep advancing, I'm going to keep calling the games, and that's kind of where that went. First pitch on the way from Lopez to Sheets, who's 1 for 2 on the day, is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The next year, that's when we started doing it from the beginning of the year, and we were just, like I said, at the time we said we were only going to do the first game of every series. Is the 1-0. This is outside. 2-0, curveball. I mean, it was actually Tuesday and Friday, but it was usually the first game of every series. And then that started to morph into, if you remember the tail end of the 2022 season, the 2-0. Misses outside wide, 3-0. That was the year that we had the big comeback against the Mets. We chased them down and won the division. And the closer it got, the more games I did. And I went on very little sleep between that and the day job, but I just kept doing it. The 3-0. Fastball swung on, pops it up high, deep into left field. Should be playable. Catch is made by Profar, and that'll end the inning. So Raylo with the clean inning, so to speak, because we didn't let a run go by the boards. He'll head to the 6th. We'll head to the 6th, and he is got a chance of getting a W if we can get him some runs.
If you were a fruit, you'd be a fine apple.
That's cute. What if I was a vegetable?
I mean, I'd come visit you in the hospital every day.
The food is good, right, bro?
Oh, it's good, but it's nothing like my mother's ham biscuit brickle-brackle and beans with fizzy wiggets. They used to make roasted ham squash with spittle spattle and a side of biscuit gravy. And we'd have that every...
Everyone in Portland dresses like they just got into a fight with their dad and then slammed their bedroom door to listen to Incubus. They were like, it's not James, it's Artemis now.
A little taste test. Got with me here a White Claw hard seltzer. Raspberry. We're gonna check it out, see what we think. Tastes like a Jell-O shot farted. Tastes like I'm gonna get arrested at a bachelorette party. Tastes like I'm fighting for joint custody of a paddleboard. Tastes like the siphon gas from a vegan food truck.
When Sparky came to the Reds in '70, he gained Johnny, Tony, and my respect. We just loved him. And if he got our respect, the rest of the guys were going to follow suit.
We had that first clubhouse meeting at the end of spring training. Sparky said, we're just going to set down the rules. Pete, Joe, Tony, Johnny, you don't have any rules. The other 21 of you, you're going to, and I'm thinking, oh, did I hear that right? Oh man, now I don't have to sneak in through the kitchen if I'm out a little late and everything else doing this. This is the greatest. And then I'm like, oh, this guy's really good.
Sparky Anderson, he has treated us like men, and I have to say he's probably the finest manager in baseball today.
Sparky Anderson say, hey, you guys in charge. Pete Rose, Joe Morgan, Johnny Bates, and myself. These guys over there, they're going to follow you guys.
We have black leadership, we have white leadership, we have Spanish leadership.
Oh, help me.
No team's ever had a black Hall of Famer, a white Hall of Famer, and a Latino Hall of Famer, and a Hall of Fame manager on the same team in the history of baseball.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna. Misses for a ball. It's 1-0 lefty-righty matchup. Appreciate the kind words, y'all. Mark, I don't know how many play-by-play folks there are on YouTube. As the 1-0 misses inside 2-0. Tried to listen to some, and most of them I end up going to, when I'm watching a game that I'm not doing, I end up listening to more radio guys, but that's just because that's what I was brought up on. It's the 2-0. Swing. 97-mile-an-hour fastball into the crowd, 2-1. And I know some folks complain that I'm overzealous, but it's because I grew up listening to Southern College football on radio. So I really emulate them more than I do an old baseball guy. The 2-1. Misses high and out of the zone, 3-1. The Gene Deckerhoffs and John Wards and Larry Munson. 3-1 count. Morion delivers. 94. Just kisses the black on the outer edge, 3-2. Well, Jacob, I don't know if you've gotten the notice, but we're planning on doing them all this year. The only ones we're not going to be able to do is when we physically can't be here, the 3-2. High and out of the zone, ball 4. Good at bat by Ozuna. He really worked himself back into that one. And he'll head on down to first. I'm still getting used to, we added a bunch of new sound effects, so my board is cluttered. And I'll eventually get used to where they are. When we first started doing this, I didn't have any sound effects. I think within the first few games, I had added the chop. Because I was just sitting there, this before the Braves went back and embraced the Braves country theme. If you remember, they kind of kicked that to the side. His first pitch on the way is outside, high and out of the zone to Ozzie. It's 1-0. When I decided what to call it, I kind of went over it with my wife, and then one of the guys at one of the radio stations, I was like, man, I'm just going to call it Braves country, because when I grew up watching Braves baseball, that's what you always heard and saw. 1-0, down and in, 1-1. That was right after, as you remember, when the kid Helsley from the Cardinals shamed the Braves into taking the Tomahawks out of the stadium. And I was just hellbound and determined to not let the name Braves Country die. The 2-0. Check swing. Did he go around and look like he did? He did. 2-1. Tried to hold up on that bender inside. Ozzie was asking home plate umpire Walcott, did he go around or was the ball in the zone? Because he wasn't kind of looking when he spun away. He told him he swung at it. He goes, all right, fair enough. So a 2-1 count. Swung on, rolled over towards third. Machado's going to have to hurry. Fires it over to first. A bouncer in the dirt. Backhanded by Arias. Good play by Luis Arias. One away. On the play, Marcell Ozuna scoots his way over to second base. Good athletic play. We've seen a couple of good plays from third, from Riley and from Machado. Of course, Machado, Gold Glover over there, and Riley deserves one by now. I don't care what they say. I know Arenado's phenomenal, but I feel like you need to spread the wealth when you got guys that are this good in the National League. First pitch on the way to Harris is off the plate wide for a ball. It's 1-0. It's bad enough that Riley got hosed in the 2021 MVP race. I'll die on that hill to my last days. There's no way Harper deserved it over him. 1-0. Misses high. 2-0. Harper won it because he was a household name. But if you remember that year, you go back and look at his stats against the Braves, which is what knocked the Phillies out of the playoffs contention. Braves won the division and eventually the World Series because of what Riley did and what Harper couldn't do. The 2-0 is chopped foul. Rolls softly down the first base side. Almost looks like that might have gotten a piece of Harris. But yeah, the plan is to be here every game. I've got to move at some point in the season. We don't know when that is. That's about the only time I'm not planning on doing a game, so that'll only be one, maybe two games. The 2-1, chops it back towards the mound. It's a comebacker. Morion grabs it. He'll flip it over to first. Ozuna jogs down to third, so he will get 90 feet away, but there are two outs. I think one of my favorite ones, because of all the dopes that we get in here, especially during the Philadelphia series, people that don't know how to act. I think this is my favorite new clip.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior.
First pitch on the way to Baldwin. Chops it foul down the third base line. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Drake Baldwin still looking for his first hit. First hit of the season. The 0-1. Brings it. Fastball up top. 97 miles an hour. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. The Drake standing at the plate looking for that first base hit of his career. If he gets it, we'll take the lead. The 0-2 swung on, ripped back to the mound. Somehow Morion gets it off his back leg, corrals it, and gets Drake Baldwin on a 1-3 putout. We'll be back in a flash. Man, that was close. He was scalding that up the middle, and I don't know if the shortstop would have made that play.
Okay. Are you kidding? That's unfair. She made those. I need to calm down. Everything's fine.
Amanda.
I'm an adult.
Man, I'm sick of how much time Chris is spending with Brian. Probably smooching pickles, because they're a couple of pickle smooches.
No, I'm getting a little bit tired of my friends not being able to handle their alcohol. They dropped me 3 times last night trying to bring me into the house.
I'm good with the customers.
Not really.
I'm great with the customers.
She's autistic. She can't help it.
Yeah, I'm autistic.
No, you're not autistic.
How many toothpicks on the ground?
Don't play this game again.
Come on, look, how many toothpicks?
No, it just involves me cleaning up toothpicks.
100?
No.
100?
It's 3.
There's 3.
Okay, how many now?
3.
No.
Ugh, you're the worst kind of autistic.
Boy, it would be tough to field that team that we had, because even the guys that aren't Hall of Famers are really good players. I mean, Concepcion's a really good player. Griffey's a really good player. Foster hit 52 home runs. Geronimo was a Gold Glover every year. So we had the same 8 guys that played every day.
That group of regulars would become known as the Great 8, the heart of the Big Red Machine in the 70s.
When you walk in to the Big Red Machine locker room, take a choice. Do you go to this Hall of Famer, or that person with the most hits in the game? Or do you go to this Hall of Famer over here? Or how about this guy that belongs in the Hall of Fame? You know, you had your choice.
Not only were they great players, but they had terrific personalities, and that team put a tremendous emphasis on winning.
There she goes. Landline. Just out of here. Home run.
It was fun going to the ballpark back then. We had fun. You know why we had fun? Because we won. We didn't win every year, but we never went to spring training and we didn't think we could win.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Pierce Johnson's going to start the inning off. So Snitker being a little more aggressive tonight. You know, they were asked after the game about the whole debacle that was the 7th inning, if you remember, from yesterday. First pitch on the way to Jason Hayward is a curveball right there at the knees. It's 0-1. And if you missed the game, the short of it was Chris Sale went 5. Dylan Lee had a clean 6th. And then Hector Neris came out of the pen, couldn't get anybody out. And that led to Bummer coming in as the 0-1. Chops it over to first. Olson's got it. He'll flip it to PJ, who steps on the bag. 1 down. By the time that he could go get him out of the game, because he only faced 3 batters, there were runners on the corners and nobody out. And a left-hander coming up, so they went to Bummer, but Bummer's really not a strikeout guy. So you kind of were caught in a pickle there. The game plan was to go to Pierce Johnson in the 8th inning if they got through the 7th. First pitch on the way right there is a curveball at the knees. It's 0-1. But it's interesting that they're being a little more aggressive and using him in the 6th. The 0-1. Swing and a miss curveball, 0-2. What you can pretty much expect is that usually Pierce Johnson's probably going to be your setup righty. It's interesting that he's coming in the 6th inning. So there's no telling what the game plan is going to be tonight to get to the 7th, 8th, and 9th. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nasty curveball. 2 away. But with that being said, Daysbel Hernandez was not used because once again they thought Neris could get to the 7th. At the time we had a 1-run lead. That was not accurate. We got absolutely bombed in that inning, and there's no other way around it. Like, I guarantee Neris didn't even, I mean, he probably just said, man, I didn't have it today. First pitch on the way is a fastball right there. Just misses to Tatis. It's 1-0. Got to be careful here because Tatis has already taken his yard one time. He's been white hot to start the season. 1-0 to Tatis. Swung on, chops it over towards third. Riley's got it, fires across the diamond, 1 hopper. Backhanded by Olson. Give that man a gold glove. He has been picking it and grinning it over there the first 2 days. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
What did you say? I said you dress like a hoe, but I used to dress like a hoe too. But not as hoey as you guys.
Woo! What's up with it, mother?
Did you miss me?
Before you judge me, let me walk you through it. I settled in, I started eating, and then I realized I didn't have a place to put the bones. I didn't want to put them on the sheets because you made it very clear you don't like that. Long story short, I've invented the shirt plate.
You promised me you would stick to your diet. Aren't you at all concerned about your health?
I'll tell you what I am concerned about. My blue cheese cup. I'm empty.
You know what? Here. Have cookies for dinner, okay? I give up. I officially give up. You happy? What are you doing?
You gave up!
Y'all ever looked at y'all coworker and said, this place just hired any goddamn body?
They were united in their goal on the field, even if their two biggest stars were hardly cut from the same cloth.
You know, to me, you're two different people, and I think the public ought to know it. Actually,
You call me an animal.
Well, I call you the animal, that's right.
We live kind of different lives. Johnny was always hanging with the right people. You'd probably say I was hanging with the wrong people because I'm a gambler, okay? You know, I like to go to the racetrack. I don't think Johnny ever been to a racetrack.
And the differences between Bench and Rose led some to wonder about their relationship.
There was, especially with Pete and Johnny, competition. I mean, here was Pete, who had been there longer, had been a Cincinnati kid. He's playing in his hometown, had developed the role of Charlie Hustle. And here comes Johnny, even though he's from Binger, Oklahoma, but had an air of sophistication about him. So who was the alpha dog between those two?
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back, y'all. We're top of the 7th inning. That means 7th inning stretch is on the way. Braves are going to try to get something going here. We get that rally going. Love to see y'all put that new rally ribby up on the emoji that we just added. First pitch on the way. Nick Allen is going to smoke one down into left field and get himself a base hit. And how about that? All right, Nick Allen. Let's go. Good hard hit ball. He drilled that. His first hit as an Atlanta Brave. And Allen one on, nobody out. Estrada is the pitcher. Jared Kelenic, who's got a home run already, the batter. First pitch on the way, 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Jeremiah Estrada. Saw him yesterday. He can absolutely bring it. The 0-1. Showing bunt. And Kelenic bangs it foul. He's upset with himself. Got the slider that he wanted, just couldn't keep it straight. So an 0-2 count. Allen bouncing off of first. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. The ball gets away. Nick Allen's going to scoot on onto second base. He takes a wide turn, and he will stop. We were very, very close of that ball going into the camera well, which would have been an extra base. It's a good attempt by Maldonado. He got out in front of him and did all the things you're taught to do, but it kicked off his knee pads, his catcher gear, the plastic catcher gear, and it shot away from him. The 1-2 pitch to Kelenic is a splitter down and in, 2-2. The 2-2. Righty-lefty matchup. Standing on deck is Profar. Kid Kelenic, you're just joining us, has already hit a home run. The 2-2 pitch. Swing. That ball gets away. It's going to bounce back to the backstop, and they're going to flip it over to first base. It took a lucky carom right back to Estrada, but on the play, Nick Allen makes it down to third. So it really works out when you consider the wild pitch, 2 wild pitches. One was a swing and strike. Realistically, Kelenic moves the batter over 2 bases with 1 attempt at a bunt. So the go-ahead run now is 90 feet away. They're going to come out there and talk to Estrada. Looks like he's staying in. I guess he'd have to. He's only faced 2. But they could be going over a game plan, whether or not they want to face. I mean, I can't see a scenario where you would want to walk Profar to get to Riley. But that's where they're at right now. It might be more of a conversation what kind of pitches they want to give to Profar, because they're trying to prevent the run. You would expect that the infield would be drawn in, but the go-ahead run standing at third. Allen's got good speed, so a fly ball should take the lead, and they are going to draw the infield in. They are as far in as they can go. Toes on the grass. So here we go. Runner at third, 1 out, but the game is at the plate. First pitch on the way. 97 miles an hour inside for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Estrada brings it, swings, sizzles that back to the backstop. 97 mile an hour fastball, about letter high. It's 0-2. He's trying to get him to chase. If he can get him to chase one up top and pop it up in the infield, he's also, remember, he's got that bender that he likes to use with 2 strikes to get you to chase into the dirt. So the guessing game on the 0-2 pitch. Swing! The ball's hammered down the first base line, but just foul. The ball girl there in deep right field will corral it. Pretty good one-hop snag by the ball girl down there. Never mind, I got a second look. She dropped it. But she didn't stop it from getting past her, so that's half the battle. The 0-2. Swing, 98 mile an hour fastballs, foul back out of play. Braves 3, Padres 3. Braves trying to even up this series at 1 game apiece. It's a 4-game set tomorrow night, 7:15, first pitch right here. 7 o'clock Eastern on Sunday. The 0-2. Check swing down the line. We'll do it again. We'll be coming on the air at 6:30 both nights. Pre-game show, and then, of course, we'll do lineups. Tomorrow night at Schwellenbach. A.J. Smith-Shawver on Sunday. Grant Holmes was pushed to Monday. The 0-2. Misses high, 97 miles an hour. 1-2. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swing! Pops it up. That's what they were looking for. It's going to be a can of corn over to short. Easy catch, easy out. 2 down. That's what he was been trying to set up the hole at bat. Profar did a pretty good job of staying on top of the other pitches, but just got underneath that one. So 2 down, and that'll bring Austin Riley to the plate. Braves looking for either a base hit here, or heck, we'll take a wild pitch, whatever scores the run. Riley digs in, first pitch, outside wide. It's 1-0. Slider misses. They have named the starter for tomorrow night for the Padres. It'll be Vasquez, Randy Vasquez. The 1-0. Swung on and pops that one up. Just got underneath that one. That's going to die in center field in the glove of Merrill, and that'll end the inning. Braves almost get one on with Allen's leadoff single, but can't get him across. We'll be back in a flash, Braves country. 7th inning stretch. Welcome back, y'all. First two pitches to Luis Arias to start the bottom of the 7th inning. Right there for strikes as Dylan Lee has come on for the 7th. Sorry, I was a touch late. I had to run my puppies outside real quick during the break, and it was very interesting. We'll just put it that way. The 0-2 misses off the edge, 1-2. So Dylan Lee here for the 7th, which means I can't imagine he'll be available tomorrow. The 1-2 swung on, ripped over to second base. Ozzie Albies has it, fires it over to first. 4-3 put out, one away. One down. Braves and Padres tied up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Lefty-righty matchup now. Machado, your batter. The first pitch on the way. Swing and a miss slider. Came out of his shoes on that one. It's 0-1. Be careful with that. Good night, Irene. The 0-1. Swung on and chopped back to the mound. Lee's got it. He'll flip it to first. 1-3 on the putout. 2 down. Dylan Lee's got much more of a thicker, like, what they used to call that in the old beer commercials, Mountain Man beard this year. I don't know if he thought he got traded to the Yankees, but maybe it's been good luck so far. Lefty-lefty matchup. Jackson Merrill takes the first pitch, slider down and away. 1-0. The one good thing about Lee on these back-to-backs, he had a very short inning yesterday. The 1-0 in the dirt, bounces it to the plate. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Lee comes set, kicks and fires. Slider up top for a strike. 2-1. Good pitch. That's why I agree, Monkeys. Like that, I didn't understand why he was not used later in the game yesterday. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, sliced over towards left field, making the running catches. Jerickson Profar, he flips it over his shoulder into the crowd, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down, 1, 2, 3. It must be Dylan Lee time. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. See if we can grab the lead.
Anyway, apparently I have to get back to work. This is bullshit.
Which means they couldn't be back-to-back champions.
If my aunt had stones, she'd be my uncle.
If she had a mustache, she'd be my uncle. I mean,
I know some women got mustaches. I'm from Alabama. Trust me.
As we digress into his dating in Alabama, the women with mustaches.
Hey, it's 4:30. Isn't there an early bird special you should be running off to? She's 50. She's not an old woman. Hello? No, I'm not hungry yet. Well, if we get there by 5:30, I'm sure they'll honor it. Is she calling dinner supper? So, what are you doing this afternoon? Oh, I'm just sorting out my pills for the week, sweetie. Well, you do that, and I'll be over a little later. Huh? Did I get it? Was she sorting out her pills for the week? Actually, she just got back from the gym, and she's jumping in the shower. She got a chair in that shower? Shut up!
Johnny was really popular in Cincinnati, but I probably was more popular simply because the only reason because I was born there, not because I was a better player. I mean, I was born 3 miles from the ballpark. I don't know if Johnny really understood this ever, and I don't think he ever let that known, but I think he had trouble with that.
There was no difference in Pete and I. We were partners in a car dealership. We were partners in a bowling alley. We had the same drive. He was driven to be that, and that was fine. He could be the spokesperson. It was great because I didn't have to talk. They'd come and ask an opinion, and he could give it. He was great copy. I didn't need the pub, and it wasn't like I ever looked at it like, what the heck's they doing? How come they don't come and see me? I don't care.
When we're on the ballpark, we all get along. I never see a discussion or anything between Pete and Johnny.
They both understood They were in a situation where this was extraordinary. This may be one of the great teams of all time, and they weren't going to let any problem that they may have or who's going to be the biggest stud or whatever. Nothing was ever done to the detriment of the team.
Welcome back. Top of the 8th we go. We need a rally. Here comes Matt Olson. First pitch on the way. Jason Adam, who we saw yesterday. The slider down and in. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. 1-0. Slider up top. About belt high. 1-1. Really surprised Matt Olson didn't belt that one. That one's right in his wheelhouse. 1-1 count. Swing, chops it foul, change up. Bangs it towards the first base side, 1-2. Adam can get that ball up into the mid-90s. He likes to lull you to sleep with that slider and then bring it. The 1-2. Fastball, pops it up. Back behind home plate, 95 miles an hour. 1-2 count. 3-3 your score. 3 runs, 5 hits for your Braves. 3 runs, 9 hits for the Padres. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase that sweeper down and in. 1 away. 1 down, and Marcell Ozuna will come to the plate. Ozzie Albies will move on to the on-deck circle. First pitch on the way to Ozuna is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Sweeper well wide of the zone. 1-0 count. Ozuna 1 for 2 with the walk, a single, and 2 RBIs. Came through with a big hit. Put the Braves on the board. 1-0. Down and off the plate. 2-0. 2-0 count. Major League Baseball did not do the Braves any favor, starting us off 4 in San Diego, then 3 at the Dodgers. The 2-0 just misses up top. 3-0. Looked like it hit the top of the zone, but we'll take it. We'll finally come home next Friday night, have our home opener against the Marlins. Is a 3-0. Swung on and sliced foul into the crowd. 3-1. Then, if memory serves me correct, I believe the Phillies come a calling. Three-1 count. Righty. Adam brings it. Went around. 3-2. Pitch was well out of the zone. Ozuna knows it. Just got tricked by the motion. That pitch was almost in the left-hand batter's box. So a full count to the Big Zoo. 1 swing could give us the lead. Adam comes set. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Kind of a half-hearted, swing. 2 down. Looking at it again, I think in the back of his mind he wasn't going to swing at it, and then the last second he just kind of waved at it, and it looks like it probably hit the zone. I think he thought it was one of those pitches that he just waved at. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is a changeup on the outer edge. 1-0. Or 0-1, excuse me. Righty-lefty matchup, open stance from the left side. The 0-1. Off the mitt of Maldonado. Drop for a ball, 1-1. Pittsburgh beat the Marlins 4-3. Toronto beat Baltimore 8-2. Texas 4-1 over the Red Sox as the 1-1 pitches dragged foul 1-2. Mets did hold on to beat the Astros 3-1. Athletics all over the Mariners tonight, 6-0 in Seattle. Arizona the same against the Cubs. They're up 8-1 in the 8th. 1-2 count. Outside wide, 2-2. Dodgers and Tigers are tied in the 7th. Heard this morning that the defending world champion has not started 3-0 like the Dodgers have since 2000 when the Yankees did. The 2-2 misses outside 3-2. So a full count to Ozzie Albies. Righty-lefty matchup. He represents the go-ahead run. Here's the payoff pitch. Outside wide, ball 4. So the Wiz will head on down to first.
I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz and nobody beats me.
Ozzie stands at first. 2 outs and Michael Harris is second. Stands in. First pitch on the way. The slider up top for a strike. It's 0-1. That's right in Michael's wheelhouse, man. I was hoping he was going to pull the trigger on that one. The 0-1. Ozzie with a decent lead, leaning, he stays. Pitch on the way, 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Sizzles it foul into the crowd, into the night, 0-2. 0-2 count. Braves 3, Padres 3. Adam comes set. They set up high on the outside. Here's the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase one about his eyeball level. That'll end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th, see if we can keep it a tie game here in San Diego.
She made fun of me for getting Capri Suns, and then she drank 8 of my Capri Suns.
Zach, you're in your 20s and you're arguing over Capri Suns, dude.
Either you ground her or I fight her.
Mom, look at my friend's baby.
No, yeah. Oh, what happened?
Mom, you're on FaceTime.
Oh, so cute.
Really need 8 bottles of wine?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you the wine sheriff? Because I am the police, and you have the right to remain silent.
Can we stop calling Americans uncultured because they haven't traveled outside of America? No, seriously. America has everything. Every landscape you can think of. Every weather you can think of. And you want it in America, you get it. You go to a different state. You go to the East Coast, you go to the West Coast, you go to the Midwest. America has everything. Americans don't need a passport. They don't need a passport. It doesn't make them uncultured because Americans can go on vacation, on holiday in their own country.
In the early 1970s, Johnny Bench was the most popular star on one of the most popular teams in America's most popular sport, and his fame extended well beyond the baseball diamond.
Whenever you're around him, then sooner or later he's going to be the centerpiece, and he's going to be telling a story, or he's going to be singing a song, or he's going to be telling a joke.
People love being in the presence and in Johnny's company.
And along with the talk shows, tours, and movie cameos came something else, his own TV show.
In 1971, I had the Johnny Bench Show, and my co-host was a guy named Al Michael.
We wound up doing the Johnny Bench Show, the syndicated variety show. So I was Ed McMahon to Johnny Carson. That was pretty cool. We had a lot of fun doing that show.
I gotta get my oven working, Johnny.
My TV show Most of the artists we could get in those days were artists from Nashville, singers and everything else.
Welcome back. Dylan Lee's going to start off here in the 8th inning. This is interesting. First pitch on the way. Misses down and away to the left-handed Cronenworth. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swung on and belted. That ball is not coming back. Padres have grabbed a 1-run lead. A hanger. And it's 4-3 Padres. You know, second guessing is always, hindsight's always 20/20, but early in the season to have Lee come out on back-to-back innings after pitching yesterday, a lot of that just tells me they don't believe in this bullpen. They don't believe in much of it, because that is a very strange. I know they were probably just trying to get through the left-handed Cronenworth to start the, but Hayward was due up as well. We'll be back in a flash. They are celebrating in the Padres dugout. We've got the right-hander coming in.
All right, I done got into my raisin rum cake I got for Christmas. It's gluten-free. It's also raisin and cake-free. Yeah, it's just rum.
Who'd you say did the electrical work?
Oh, that would be my nephew, Thomas. He's very handy.
Yeah. What year did his house burn down?
Oh, about 2 years ago. How do you know his house burned down?
These 6 days between Christmas and New Year's are the only time of year that you should strive to do absolutely fucking nothing. Make zero progress. Take all the time off. Take a vacation from your vacation. Be the least impressive version of yourself.
Got to play golf with Arnold, and we walked the fairways together. And he would say hello to people. Hi, how you doing over there? Look at that one over there. Oh, how you doing over there? And you know, he knew how to, made people feel good, made eye contact. And I think I learned a lot that day about what it was to be famous, but at the same time, let people in on what you are and who you are.
If Arnie could teach Johnny a course on charm, maybe those lessons could be used on visits with another mentor.
He talked to my players a lot over the years, and he would always have something to say that the kids loved. And the kids loved it.
I think Johnny Bench had a way of relating to the American public. People gravitated toward him because he was such a great athlete, and this guy was the real deal.
Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Daysbill Hernandez is right there for a strike to Bogarts. It's 0-1. The 0-1 right there at the knees for a strike. 0-2. 0-2 count. I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to get through Cronenworth, and then he knew he had Bogarts as the 0-2 pitch. Caught, looking strike 3. Got the slider on the outer edge, kissing the black. One away. But I'm just looking at the fact that we are still in March, and you're asking Dylan Lee to go out there 2 times in 2 days and come out for a 3rd inning on that 2nd day. That's just, and I know a lot of people are probably just thinking about the pitch count. You got to think about the fact he's got to go up there and warm up and throw 8 to 10 pitches over there. First pitch on the way is swung on, scalded over to the left-hand side. Backhanded by Allen. He'll fire it over to Olson, and it's going to be a nifty 6-3 putout. Nick Allen flashing the leather over there, deep and short. 2 down. Man, that was a heck of a play. That took some range. I don't even know if Arcia's getting to it, because I don't know if he gets to the ball. He doesn't have much range over there. He's got a cannon, but he doesn't have the range. Allen had to backhand it. He goes to the ground almost as a split as he's coming up and fires a perfect throw to Olson. First pitch misses to Jason Hayward. It's 1-0. 1-0. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Outer edge, 1-1. So now the Padres will have the lead, so they'll be using their closer in the ninth, I would assume. We'll see Suarez again. 1-1, swung on, pops it up. High in the sky. Who wants it? Profar's got it, and that'll end the inning. Well, we cough up the lead, but we do get the bats. It's Baldwin, Allen, and Kelnick when we come back here in Braves country.
I will never, ever, ever apologize. I am the least sorry person that you've ever met. I'll do it again.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. Sandy Koufax is regarded as one of the greatest pitchers of all time, who unfortunately had to retire early in 1966. In that 1966 season, Koufax won the Cy Young Award, becoming the only pitcher to ever win the Cy Young in their final year. Burt Blyleven was a Hall of Fame pitcher for the Minnesota Twins, who had a 22-year-long career. Up until he received his birth certificate to get married, Blyleven didn't know his correct name. His whole life, he thought his name was Reek Albert Blyleven, when his first name was actually split in two, making his real name Reek Albert Blyleven. One of the greatest Rockies players ever, Todd Helton, was a quarterback at the University of Tennessee. For a brief period of time in 1994, Helton's backup quarterback was actually Peyton Manning, 5-time MVP and 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
For a guy that didn't go to college, Johnny's smart. He knew how to sell a product.
He was a major star. And Johnny Bench would wind up on the cover of Time magazine. He was that famous and that popular.
There's a lot of guys like him, cats that were just born to be in front of people. He's just always been comfortable in being himself. I've had him sing a few things to me on the bus, and it always makes me grin.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See you on the ballpark.
Well, here we go. Robert Suarez, the closer. Will be on. 2.77 ERA last year. 59 strikeouts in 65 innings. He can bring it. First pitch on the way to Drake Baldwin's 96 inside, misses, but they gave him the strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Down and away, 1-1. 1-1 count. If he gives that inside fastball to Suarez, he's going to be hard to hit this inning. The 1-1. Outside wide, 2-1. 2-1 count. To keep that in the back of your mind, it should be 3-0. So big difference in the at-bat here. Infield is back and to the right. The 2-1. Down and in. This time he gets the right call, 3-1. 3-1 to Baldwin. Standing on deck would be Nick Allen, the pitch, swing. That ball is scalded off the foot. Are you kidding me? They have gotten lucky and lucky and lucky tonight. Baldwin smokes another one off the pitcher. This one kicks right to the first baseman. It's almost like a kick save, like he intended to do it. He moved his foot and it rolled it right to the first baseman, Arias. He easily steps on the bag, one away. They're showing Drake Baldwin's mom in the crowd. She can't believe it. It's unbelievably bad luck. They're checking on Suarez. Trainer's out there. He doesn't appear to be injured, but they do want to take a look to make sure. Too early in the season to... I mean, it's unbelievable. He smoked that ball. Once again, I don't know if it gets to the outfield because the infield was playing back into the right. But because it would have ripped off the mound, it probably would have been a difficult one to take. That's one of those things when you talk about people's statistics. We're going to see that Baldwin's 0 for 8 on the year and is batting .000, but he's hit 3 or 4 balls hard in this series. He did get a walk yesterday, so I believe he's 0 for 7. That'll bring Nick Allen to the plate. They are going to bring Nick Allen. I didn't know if they may pinch hit for him. I guess that's about the best they can offer at this at bat. The first pitch on the way is 98 at the knees. It's 0-1. You'll have much more depth when Acuna comes off the IL because someone in that field right now would be able to pinch hit. The 0-1, down and away, 1-1. Thought maybe they would put Brian De La Cruz in there just because he can tie this game with one swing. But I haven't looked at his numbers against Suarez, so that might have something to do with it. 1-1 count. Suarez brings it. Swing and a miss, 99. Blew it right by him. 1-2. You also have Tromp on the bench. And of course, Eli. Neither one of them are really home run threats. You'd be saving Eli for if a slow batter got on base. The 1-2 swung on it just rattles that back foul, 99 miles an hour. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Pitch on the way. Swing. That ball's lifted into center field, drifting over, making the running catch is Jackson Merrill. 2 down. Allen's had some pretty good at-bats tonight. I know he's just had the one hit, but 3 of his at-bats have produced hard-hit balls. Braves are down to their last out, and Kid Kelnick, who hit a solo shot, barely, but he got it over the wall to tie the game up just a few innings ago. Stands in. First pitch on the way, 99 on the outer edge. If you can hit that spot, you're going to have a hard time, Jared. It's 0-1. 99 miles an hour, and it was just kissing the black. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Change up. Got him way out in front of that one, 0-2. Braves down to their last strike. We'll be back at it tomorrow night, 7:15 first pitch. It'll be Schwellenbach Day. Braves will be looking to salvage, hopefully, a split if we can't come back tonight. I like our chances tomorrow night with Schwellenbach. The 0-2, down and in, 1-2. Padres 4. Braves 3. The 1-2 pitch. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chased this changeup well off the edge, and Kelnick knows it. Braves lose another tough one. This one a 4-3 loss. Dylan Lee will take the loss. Once again, I don't think you can get on to him about that. I mean, what's the guy going out there pitching a second inning in March? That just tells you this bullpen, even though they've talked a lot of great things about it, there's a lot of work to do, and they might be bringing someone in. I'm just going to put a name out there. Mr. David Robertson is still a free agent. Come on, Anthopoulos. Do your magic. We'll see you tomorrow night, Braves country. Have a great one. As we're doing this year, when the Braves lose, at least you get Casey at the bat to finish your night. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, Strike two! Fraud! Cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered fraud. But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball.